Live from M's Coffee in beautiful downtown Independence, Iowa. This is the birthplace of the Bohemian Revolution. We are the Bohemian Underground, and with producer Blake Tempus and co-host Dale Rueber. And Dale's not in his chair right now. He's coming from being on assignment, but he'll be here soon. I'm Jim Gillespie, and this is a special show for May 26, 2025. Tonight we're sponsored by M's Coffee. They support artists from all over Northeast Iowa, and we're so thankful. We're also sponsored by Mickey D's Pizza and Lobster. The Farrells are kind sponsors of this podcast. Include them at your wedding, graduation, or festival plans. Don't wait, their schedule's filling up for 2025. Another sponsor who has been with us since the birth of the SBAC is Derek's Repair, located in Jesup, Iowa. Contact Derek Marty for your car repair needs. Also, check out the podcast, What Is Up, with our friend Bubba Seaman. Bubba has on some unique people as well. He had on Mark, I believe it's Woodsley from KWWL last week. But tonight we're lucky we have the owners of M's Coffee tonight, Emilea Hillman and Tami Fenner. And we're interviewing them, and welcome. First, what we have to do is we have to thank you. You do so much for the Steve Brown Arts Center. You show so many artists in here, and you've shown two of our artists in residence, Richard Moore Kelly and Tim Kemmerer has shown in here. Right now, you're showing Independence Students Art, and you're a great supporter of the Steve Brown Art Center, and I don't thank you enough.
Well, we greatly appreciate you coloring the walls.
I hope you appreciate it when you find all those holes on the back. I'll have to promise that I'll help you paint that wall when it's time.
About my shop?
Yes. So welcome. So Emily, first, how long has your shop been open, Emily?
Oh, geez.
Is
15.
15 years.
15.
15 years.
15 years.
So, and have you worked in here all 15 years?
Yes.
What do you enjoy about working in?
Oh, geez. What a hard. I like to be the boss.
Yes, you do.
Good for you.
Yes, you do.
That's a wonderful position to be in. That is the best spot.
Yes.
The best spot. So are you a coffee drinker, Em? You're not.
No.
You're not.
I drink hot chocolate,
Okay.
chai tea. That's it.
Hot chocolate and chai tea. So I've got a list here. Can I tell you the top 5 things M's Coffee Shop? Here is the list. I thought about this, did a detailed study, and here is number 5.
All right.
Number 5, M's Black Coffee is the 5th best thing about it.
Make sure they brought to me.
Number 4, the Raspberry Hot Chocolate. Oh, in the
That's
middle of
your
winter.
favorite.
That is number 4 though.
Yeah.
And I love that. Love it. Number 3, just found this recently. It's called Purple Haze. I'm drinking the diet version right now, but I like the sweetened version as well. That's number 3. The Raspberry Hot Chocolate, the Purple Haze switch from Season. Number 2, arguably the best, the different soups in the bread bowl. Oh.
Number 2.
You know that the bread bowl is so popular though, you run out of those.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
you do.
And number 1, without a doubt, M's Smile. You make number 1.
I am Sydney's girl.
You are. That's your stepsister, Sydney.
I am her girl.
Yeah.
Tammy, why don't you tell us a little bit about how M's Coffee Shop got started?
Okay. She is the sole owner of the coffee shop.
Thank you.
So it is hers and hers alone. The coffee shop came to be because when Em graduated from high school, she went into a sheltered workshop. She was only there for about 6 months because she talks too much, and it just was not a good fit for her. So after about 9 months of brainstorming and trying to figure out what the community needed and what was good for Emily, we came up with Coffee Shop. I am not a stranger to self-employment because my husband and I own a hardware store. So we were not afraid of self-employment for Emily. There was not a coffee shop in Independence at the time, And it is only a coffee shop for her because she loves to get up early and she loves to talk. She's very social. She has an incredible memory. The coffee shop came to be. She works with a job coach at all times. She hired 2 other individuals that also have a disability, and they work with a job coach. They are here to serve the community, and they all have great memories, and they are all very, very social. They all like to talk to me. She will always remember that you like raspberry hot chocolate. As will Mason and Justin. They're just a great group. We love being with them, and most of our customers also enjoy being with them.
The customer service is second to none here. You're right.
No.
You're right.
You're right, Jim.
It's just a great atmosphere, and it originally started that Em had a place to be, but after 15 years she's been to the White House, and she's had many presidential folks stop here and become a big thing. It started that way because she has a significant mental disability, and that was a rarity that for her to have a Main Street business that she truly owns on her own. She was a big deal in her field.
It is a giant, and most people won't remember this. And I see pictures of this man everywhere in your shop, Senator Harkin.
Yeah.
Senator Harkin had so much to do with.
Yes.
That's where my sister works with him.
Your sister works at the Harkin Institute.
It really surprised me when he got out of the Senate. As young as he was, considered Grassley is toward 90 years old.
Jim.
But Senator Harkin has done so much for folks like him.
That is how
Correct,
Emily
Jim. Correct.
ended up at the White House, because Senator Harkin sponsored the WIOA bill, which part of that bill said you can't force kids with a disability into a sheltered workshop. You have to give them the opportunity to work. And so when that bill was signed in 2012, he invited Emily to the White House for that bill signing.
That is so cool. And who was the president at that time?
Oh gosh, Brock.
So of all the presidents and the candidates that you've met, Emily, who do you remember the most?
Mike Pence.
Oh, he was the most recent. Mike Pence was the most recent.
Which is understandable, over the years,
he was the most recent.
Yeah. How long ago was Mike Pence in here? Do you recall?
5 minutes.
2.5 years ago.
Let's go back to the White House. This is so interesting. How long were you at the White House?
A while.
We went for the bill signing, and it was they called it the small auditorium. So we watched them sign the bill, and then after the bill was signed, this group of 4 men in suits came up behind us, and it was an auditorium, so it was stair-stepped, and these 4 men came up behind us, and they looked at Emily and they said, "Are you Senator Harkin's friend?" Shook her head, yes. And they said, come with us. And so she didn't hesitate. She got up and disappeared with these 4 men in suits. And
Is that funny, Jim?
she came back on the front stage holding Senator Harkin's hand. She
cool.
had gone back to meet President
Isn't
Obama.
that funny, Jim?
Yes, it is.
So that's kind of our biggest joke, is nobody knows what she said to the president.
How interesting
so we
that
have
is.
no idea.
That's brilliant. I'm sure Senator Harkin.
And I got him that T-shirt up there.
You gave him a T-shirt.
Yes. So when is the last time you spoke with Senator Harkin or was in contact?
Get back.
We fill Senator Harkin's Christmas gift list every year, and she sends coffee all over the United States.
Oh, how cool! How cool! That is.
So we still have contact with him.
I wonder how old he is now.
He's in his 80s.
That is, what a great story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our listeners need to,
Yeah.
our listeners need to know
Yeah.
that. Do you enjoy coming every day, or
Yes, every day.
You come 5 days a week, Em?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Thursday, Friday. Em works 6:30 to 1, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And then Mason comes in from 1 to 3. And then Justin comes in from 1 to 5.
Okay, so that's Mason Fox and Justin Becker. Both young guys are extremely extremely kind and have great public service in here. It is. We're going to give Mason a quiz after a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah.
Thumbs up again.
Yes. Besides the coffee shop, Tammy, what else does your family do here in town?
My husband and I own the True Value Hardware store.
Okay, how long have you owned that?
We have owned it for 29 years, and my parents had it for 30 years prior to Gordy and I owning it.
Goodness, how long has it been out there by the river?
Since 1979.
And I came in '84.
It was there.
It was
there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Prior to moving by the Dairy Queen, it was where the Mexican restaurant is, not across the street, but Los Dos Maria. Thank you very much.
And maybe that's why I think about it being downtown is because people have
Right.
we're also celebrating independence a little bit, and we're going to talk later on about the 5 most famous people from independence. Although Emily, you're on that, you should be on that list.
She should be on that list.
I will be.
Yeah,
Yes.
you will be for me. Matter of fact, you celebrated an author where Bob. What was Bob's last name?
Lusky.
Ludke.
And he did a book signing in here, correct?
He did.
What kind of crowd did you have for that?
We had a very good crowd for that. Coffee shop was
Bob Lusky.
Yeah.
Robert Lusky.
Yeah, the coffee shop was full.
Oh, awesome.
Coffee shop was
That was
full.
close.
Yeah,
I think.
he was
That
very
was close.
pleased. He left a few more books.
3 books left.
Yeah, he left Em with 6 books, and she sold 3 more. So
I'm
he's
sure.
pretty happy.
Was it? Did I read somewhere that was on the New York Times bestseller
Yes.
list? Ah, how cool!
Cool.
Did you?
Very cool.
So people read your name all over the country,
Yeah.
all over the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. She and her sister, shortly after the coffee shop opened, toured the United States and spoke at lots of different events. And we went to Boston. We got off an elevator. The elevator doors opened, and they said, "Oh, it's Emily!" So she's pretty famous. Can't take her
Gave me for a
anywhere.
minute.
Yeah, can't take her anywhere. She
Wow.
was on a national vocational rehab, not a podcast, but webinar, that they had recorded, and they show it all over the United States.
And I'm a dog mom.
What's your dog's name?
Harley.
Harley?
Harley,
How long have you had Harley?
15.
15 years.
Ah,
So she's this big.
so lives with you.
Lives with
But mom,
Do you have the hard time with Harley that I do? My dog likes
she's my
all
little
food.
kid.
Oh, she does.
She's my little kid.
Yeah.
My dog is sort of like its owner, likes to eat.
Yes.
What would you say do you enjoy meeting the community? Do you have a lot of friends in the community
Yes.
that come in? Are there people that come in daily that you say hi to?
Yes.
Anybody you want to say hi to right now?
I got Courtney Booker, Lisa, and Crystal.
Okay, well,
And then Justin.
so hi to Courtney, Crystal,
And Justin.
Lisa, and Justin from Emily. Remind them that you're on a podcast. It'll be out next Monday. Tell them to listen.
And then,
As she was walking out the door, she said,
missed her.
don't forget to give me a shout out.
Mind me, Mason. Can you mind me?
Oh, we just did. We
We
just
just
said
did. We got her out there.
We got it.
Mason. Mason
She's
will
the-
mind me.
She's the
Did you give me your thumbs up?
the soup.
Mason will
I
mind
call her
me.
the soup Nazi. She's the one responsible for the
Mason
soup, and it's
will mind me.
delicious. So
Mason will. Would you?
She takes a lot of great pride in her
Yes, she
concoctions, doesn't she?
She does, and
Will you?
it's delicious.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, and she knows exactly how many calories in everything she
Yeah,
makes too.
Yeah, she
Here,
is.
well, my
She's an
my
incredible cook.
We
And
had
the
her. We had
Don't
her
forget.
son on the podcast. I'm a child of the old-fashioned mouse,
Right.
and the mouse. My mouse, for some reason, isn't working. I changed the batteries, and hopefully, my batteries that I got out of the drawer are just old.
Right.
Because it's otherwise I'm gonna have to buy a mouse.
Right. Do you need help?
I'm good, but thank you. So Emily, what do you do outside of work? Outside of the
all of my
coffee shop?
staff-
What's your favorite thing to do?
All of my staff picks me up.
Yeah, what do you like to do though? Cook?
Oh,
what else
really?
do you do? What else do you do?
Clean.
What do you do? Well, you don't really like to clean. What do you do on Thursday nights?
I don't either.
Bowling.
You like to go bowling, don't you?
And then I see my staff Tony there.
Yeah.
Shopping.
Shop.
But my sister
yeah.
will be gone.
I
Yeah.
love to go
But
shopping.
she said she will be back.
So
Will she be back Sunday?
She will.
so did you shout out to your sister?
Well, she said
do a
she will
shout out
be
to
back
your sister. Who's your
Sunday.
sis-
Ashley.
Ashley.
Yeah.
And my stepsister name is Sydney.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the best bowling game you've ever had, Em?
What's your
You
best
remember?
score? Do you remember?
36.
Oh no, it's better than that. I would bet it's about 97.
97.
I took a bowling class in college, Em, and I had to bowl 36 games. And
Holy
like
crap.
every college guy, I waited till the last
Did
minute.
you hit
Oh.
And so like one night I had to
47.
bowl like 20 games.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my arm hurt so much.
Did you hear Mason? He said, wow.
Yeah, well, remind me to ask Mason if he likes bowling when he's on, okay? So, Tammy, did you face any hardships when you first got started?
We did.
What were some hardships that you faced and overcame?
So when Emily opened up, we decided
Not but the
that-
bad trip.
Well,
Head down.
yeah, we decided that this was her business. She had a job coach that we trusted, and
Kenzie.
we were gonna. No, it wasn't Kenzie. Be kind of hands off and let them do it. After the first year, we found out that she was embezzling.
Oh, gosh.
So that was the first real hardship. So we had to,
Todd is my lawyer.
yeah.
TODDLANTD. That's my,
Mostly because
that's my sister's husband.
is a lawyer. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We didn't want to give her the opportunity to
Oh,
take
that's him.
advantage of anybody. That
Yeah.
was so we had to do some rebuilding, and it made me be here Monday through Friday much more than I wanted to be.
Right.
But we survived it. We ended up getting some great staff.
I'd never heard that story. Yeah, friendship-wise, financially.
Yeah.
You know, what's the greatest success about it, Tammy, would you say?
I'm just kind of blown away that it's grown into such a success. That she is. There are all the stories, all the opportunities, the longevity. It's just unbelievable. You know, we worried when Scooters came
Oh,
in,
no.
3 doors down, and her business doubled. Every time something opens up, you get a little antsy, but it doesn't affect her at all. She just gets busier and busier and busier.
And there's a bar shop over here. It's me and Cranky.
It is a thing where your business skills are so
Correct.
good you don't have to worry about
No.
losing
No.
business.
On her business card, it says it's way more than a great cup of coffee.
It
really
is. It is. I enjoy every time I come in. You know, I try to get into the coffee shop every time I come to town, and I come to town more than I should. But
Yeah, well, that's good.
yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it puts
Correct.
a smile on your face.
Yeah.
It really does.
Emily, is there anything that I didn't talk to you about that you wanted to talk about?
Say?
No.
Okay. All right.
They
Tammy's
need Mason up.
in just a little while. Dale has just got here from his trip on assignment.
He's right here.
Tammy, is there anything that you want to add?
Nope.
Not that I can think of. I
Again,
think we covered it all.
thank you so much for allowing us.
You're welcome. We're happy you're here.
This is the Steve Brown Arts Center Podcast Network, and we'll be right back. We're back, and this is Steve Brown Arts Center Podcast Network, and Back from assignment is our co-host Dale Rueber. Welcome back.
Yeah, no, he said he's here. Yeah, he finally showed up.
Yeah, well, that we appreciate that. Is there any truth to the rumor
Okay.
that the Qatari government gave you and Deb a tandem bike?
Yes, it's a Schwinn.
A Schwinn tandem bike.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
With all,
I have a feeling that she doesn't pedal though like she's supposed to. So.
well,
Yeah.
it will be interesting to see
Yeah.
you guys on wheels.
You know, people get divorced over things like that, where you think they're pedaling, but they're not really pedaling. So
Growing up, the neighbors used to rent out tandem bikes.
Mm-hmm.
At first, it was a great idea until they had 3 tandem bikes in the garage that nobody wanted to
and they're
use.
hard to store because they're so long.
Yeah.
No, the last time we rode tandem bikes was on Mackinac Island, where there are no automobiles except for the fire trucks.
Right.
And they have horses and bicycles. And we rented a tandem bike. We drove around the perimeter of the island, or we rode around the perimeter of the island. So that was a lot of fun.
And you did the majority of the pedaling?
That's my story. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. I'm sure
but
she
that-
tells
no.
a different story.
well, she always does. So.
Yeah. So we did a top 5 list for the best parts about Emily's coffee, and,
Sure.
and M's coffee, or M's Smile was the number 1. But I've got a question for you: who are the 5 most famous people would you say from Independence?
The person that had the Allerton Axtell, the racetrack years
Oh,
ago,
yes,
the historical
yes.
person. You remember his name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
That mansion out there, that house out there.
Yeah, that big old place.
Yeah, that's a beautiful place.
But he had the kite-shaped horse track and the big old barn. It was all part of his. And so he's famous. I think in Independence, there was, and see, now I can't think of his name, but there was a guy that worked for Area 7. There was he worked for ISEA.
Joe Kramer.
No, it wasn't Joe Kramer. Maybe he made, but it was the big guy. He helped us negotiate contracts and everything. Dick
Dick Enning?
Enning, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And I think he was very well known in Independence, and he should have been. And was he mayor at one time, or he on city council maybe? Yeah, so he contributed, and very nice man, and very sharp, and a good negotiator. And he told me once about, I won't say which school board member, but he noticed that he went to the bathroom quite often. And so he said one time the guy went in the bathroom, I followed him right in and cornered him in the bathroom. And the guy had to urinate so badly, but I just kept at him until he finally agreed to go along with my proposition for the contract. So it was a funny story. I won't tell you who the board member was, but it was funny. Okay, Independence. Well, I don't know if I can name.
All right, well, I've got 5.
Yes, okay.
So I'll let you think about it. I have 5. So number 5, William G. Donnan, a noted Independence politician and business owner. Donnan served in the Iowa House of Representatives. He was alive 1859 to 1924.
Okay.
Now that was during the heydays of independence. When there were multiple. Independence had the racetracks and a lot of gambling.
They were into track for a while in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the place everybody had to come to get on the train to go back east.
Right.
And so that was important for them too.
Yes. That's number 5. Number 4, Leonard Eugene Dickinson, a prominent mathematician and professor at the University of Chicago. Dickinson has ties to Independence as well.
Okay. I'm 0 for 2.
All right. Number 3, William Edward Cook, an American expatriate artist who spent much of his life in France. Cook was born in Independence.
Okay.
I need to find his art. We need to find his art and put it up in here. Yeah.
I don't know him either.
William Edward Cook. Number 2, Janet Daly, a popular novelist, especially known for romance and historical fiction. Daly is a native of Independence. Again, we need to find her writing and bring it in here.
Don't we have a young person that does computers that can look that stuff up for us?
Well, we might be able to find
Oh,
one.
geez. I mean, we should.
Yeah.
You have to use people's talents,
Yes. And number 1, Harry Chase, a prominent 19th century American marine artist, another artist.
Okay.
Chase was born in Independence and is known for his realistic depictions of ships and maritime scenes.
Did he travel like to the ocean to do that, or do you know, or was it all out of his independent imagination?
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
To know.
Yeah. Because some people do paint things that they've never actually seen in real life, and so that'd be interesting to find out too.
Yeah, but Harry Chase. So those are two artists we need to find out tonight. As I come in, I talk to the workers a lot in here, and I found that the workers I listen to the coffee house music they have on.
Okay.
It is on Spotify Coffee House music, I believe. I talk to them a lot about music, and all of them have a great knowledge of music, better than myself. And I try to quiz them. Well, tonight we have one of those workers with us.
Okay.
His name is Mason Fox, and we're going to try and stump him. Mason, come on up and have a seat here.
Oh, you got a rock and roll hat on. I know. It's only rock and roll, but what?
That's a good song.
Yeah, but what?
The Stones.
But what? I know it's only rock and roll,
But I like it.
There you go. Okay. Early test.
You're gonna struggle to stump this man. He is amazing. So,
Okay.
where does your love for music come from, Mason?
Oh, how do I want to say it? I was in band when I was in high school for all my high school years, so I played the clarinet at first when I first started band, which was in 5th grade. And then shortly after I went into middle school band, I switched over to the bass clarinet, which wasn't mine, I just rented. And then I was hooked on that for all my high school year till I graduated.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Do you still play your instruments?
No, not like I should be. I should be playing my clarinet more, but I don't.
There's a lot of those instruments in attics and basements and this sort of thing.
Yeah.
After graduation, we never played again. So.
And mine's collected a little dust, so that doesn't.
Yeah.
There you go. So, all right, Mason. So we've been talking about this quiz for a while. So let's start out with an easy one. Give me a song by Don Williams.
It Must Be Love.
Probably his greatest song ever. Probably that's what he'll be remembered for.
Okay.
It is amazing what you have. All right. Who sings "I'll Walk the Line"?
Johnny Cash.
You're a Johnny Cash man, aren't you?
Oh, I love Johnny Cash.
Yeah. I know you go to concerts. Have you ever seen any of his family or any of June Carter's family in concert?
No.
I don't know if I ever told you this story. I was involved in a terrible accident when I was in college, and I was in the hospital in La Crosse. And you know how they get you up to walk down the hall. It's like you're running quarters, except you're not walking down a hall. And the nurse says to me, "Look down there." And I look down there, and there's this woman walking with a nurse, and she's got long hair down to her waist, and she says, "You know who that is?" And I said, "No, I don't know who that is." I was lucky to know who I was at the time. And she says, "That's June Carter Cash."
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. That was a neat memory, though.
Wow.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite song by Johnny Cash?
Oh, gosh, there's so many of them I can think of. I like Sunday Morning Coming Down. That's a good one.
Yeah. Did he write that, or did Chris Christopherson write that?
I think Chris Christopherson wrote it.
So, who was involved? There were 4 famous guys called the Outlaws. Do you know who was involved in the Outlaws?
Yes, I do.
Who were they?
Waylon Willie, Chris Christopherson,
You forget the main guy.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go. Very good. A lot of people wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Did you know the Outlaws?
I would have to sing the song, for Willie Whalen and the Boys. It was in one of his songs.
Lutenbach, Texas, that one is.
Yeah, you are amazing. What about who sings this song on the cover of the Rolling Stone?
Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show.
Yes, they were at
Oh, my
at the famous
Lanta.
Rock Fest.
I don't know that. So.
Yep.
Yep.
What about name me a song by Merle Haggard?
Okie from Muskogee.
Oh, you like that song?
I do. It's a good one.
Yep. Can you name me another one?
Oh, The Branded Man.
Did you know Merle Hager was in prison? He was discovered in prison.
Oh, my Lord.
But I'm a big Merle fan as well. But both him and Johnny are gone now.
Yeah.
You like all genres of music. What's the most recent concert you went to, Mason?
Seaver.
Tell me about this group. Do you know this group?
I don't. Anything after 1975, I don't know.
So Seaver. So tell us about this group.
So Seaver's like a rock band. They're more of a, I call it a more heavier metal band. But we went to the Seaver concert, which was in Cedar Rapids outside at the McGrath Amphitheater. And sure enough, the day we went, it was kind of, it was kind of rainy that day, of course. And the day we went, that lawn chairs got a little soaked. It kind of poured rain at the first time. It's like, oh, dear Lord.
Yeah. So what are a couple songs by Seaver?
Oh, Fake It's a good one. And then there's another one called, I can't remember what the other one is.
Okay. That's all right. That's one more than I know.
Can we go back a little farther? Okay, now, who wanted a man with lots of wavy hair like Liberace?
Oh, I don't know that one.
That's too far back, okay.
I don't know Liberace.
That was the Andrews Sisters, Mr. Sandman, Bring Me a Dream.
Metallica.
Yeah. No, not Metallica.
Well, that's what I would say too. Who listens to that long-haired stuff, Dale?
Huh?
Who listens to that long-haired
Well, I
stuff?
thought it was from the 50s. It wasn't
No.
like
Like
that.
ZZ Top, maybe?
No, ZZ Top.
So what's ZZ Top sing?
He sang, Legs.
Yeah,
He
very
also
good.
sang Sharp Dressed Man. He also sang, what was the other song he sang? Got Me Under Pressure.
Yeah.
You know, what was it? The lead singer in that group,
Dusty Hill.
Dusty Hill. Didn't he have to quit because he lost his hearing? Right?
No, he died. I think he died from, well, maybe it was that. I don't remember for sure, but I know he passed away.
They no longer travel, do they?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
My grandson sings in a choir for Johnston High School, middle school, and they have an all-men's choir, about 100 of them, but they always, every year they sing A Well-Dressed Man as part of their show. And so
Wow.
I had never heard that song before until I heard him sing it. It's really very fun. Who was homeward bound? Who wishes he was homeward bound?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Okay.
Gosh. Stump the man.
Well,
right in there, big guns.
Trying, so yeah. Okay,
All
we'll get there.
right. What about who sings Blue Suede Shoes?
Oh, you can't get me on that one. That's Elvis.
Who sang it before Elvis?
Carl Perkins.
There, see there? Did you know that?
What? Here you go. This is for both of you. What was the record label that those guys were on?
Sun Records.
Sun Records.
Oh my God.
So who was in the $1 Million Quartet?
Oh, gosh. The big band?
No. The $1 Million Quartet that they sang one day at Sun Records. They spent the afternoon just jamming.
The Statler Brothers.
No, it was the $1 Million Quartet. Who would be that sang for Sun Records?
Sam Phillip? No.
Now, he was the producer. He owned it. But Johnny Cash was there,
Right.
and Elvis was there, and the guy with the dark glasses,
Roy Orbison.
Roy Orbison was there, and the one we just said,
Carl Perkins?
Carl Perkins was there. Yeah. And they
Wow.
just sang spirituals and rock songs and old
And then
songs from
later
their
on,
youth. And so
after- I
they
know-
made a movie out of that. So,
Right.
Yeah.
And then later on, after Sun Records, after Johnny Cash was with Sun Records for so many years, then Sun Records bought Columbia Records, and that's when he switched over to the Columbia label.
Yeah. Well, Johnny wanted to make a gospel album, and Sun Records didn't think that would sell, and so that's when he pretty much moved
To
to
Columbia.
Columbia. So they promised him that he could do a gospel album
Right.
with them, and so that's why he moved. And so
Doing research for this show to try to stump you, I was looking up songs that Johnny Cash had recorded. It was like, the list was like this long.
Oh my
I
God.
mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. So who was Johnny Cash's wife then?
June Carter.
Okay.
Gotcha.
it was his second wife. Yeah.
Yeah, second wife. Do you know June Carter's mother's name?
Oh, gosh.
This is a challenge.
What do you think?
Oh, I know. It was, The Carter family. Oh, that was the family.
Yeah.
Carter family.
Yeah.
And Mother Maybell.
Mother Maybell, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You are sharp in attack when it comes to a lot of these. Okay, give me a Van Halen song.
Running with the Devil.
Ah, not the one I'd say, but that's a good one.
Okay.
Okay, give me a Paul Simon song.
Kodachrome.
Give me a Garfunkel song.
Mrs. Robinson, I know that one.
Oh, Mason.
Yeah, you're on a roll here. Help me, Reaver. You're the music man here.
So, okay, Johnny Cash, okay. It's dark as a dungeon. Where?
Long Blackville.
No, it's dark as a dungeon. Where at? It's dark as a dungeon. Way down in the mine. That's a coal mining song.
Coal mine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. And why is she walking these hills in a long black veil?
Because she drinks black velvet, maybe?
It's not fair. He just makes things up, and sometimes I don't know if he's right or wrong.
Do you know the history behind that's an Irish song.
Mm-hmm.
Someday we'll talk about that. Do you know the history behind that song?
New.
This lady was having an affair with
Her husband's best
her
friend.
husband's best friend, and some
man was killed beneath the town hall lights.
somebody killed her husband. Everybody thought that it was her lover.
The stranger who ran looked a lot like me.
Yeah, he was destined to be executed, and all that this woman had to do was tell the truth that she was cheating on her husband.
That they were together.
And they were
when
together.
And that happened. So.
And she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't say she was cheating on her husband. This guy was executed. And to his credit, he didn't say that they were together.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an amazing story.
It is a neat story. It is a neat
So
story.
it's on the Folsom Prison album, if you ever hear the whole album.
So who are some other artists that did that song?
I can't even remember now.
Need help?
The Rolling Stones
Rolling
did that
Stones.
song. Johnny Cash. Trying to think who else did that. There's a number of artists that did that song.
So how about Bobby Goldsboro, somebody like that? You know anything about him?
New.
Okay. Bobby Goldsboro, he sang Honey.
No.
See the twig, how big it's grown, but for it hasn't
Never
been too
heard of
long.
that
It wasn't
song.
big.
Okay.
Oh, that was a big song.
I'm
No,
gonna-
I don't.
Okay.
I got a stump. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well,
No.
all right.
Go ahead.
How about We Gotta Get Out of This Place? Who sang
The
that?
Animals.
Okay.
Good
So,
one.
that was a big song in Vietnam. You can probably imagine
You guys
why.
know
Yeah.
all these hippies. So, give us two songs for Johnny Horton.
North to Alaska and Sink to Bismarck.
Yep. And the big one was the Battle
The big
of
one.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
That's it.
You are.
I know all those songs. Too. Those
Yeah.
are, history. So I used to use those in my history classes.
You did?
When they were apropos.
Wasn't Johnny Horton a teacher as well, I believe?
I
before-
believe
I don't
so.
know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, if you know Johnny Horton, that was back in the 50s. So you go a long way back.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of these musicians that we're talking about. I probably have almost every one of them on record.
Oh, do you? Okay.
So tell us. You've told me before you collect vinyl.
Oh yes,
How many records do you have?
probably at least over 200.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, Mason.
Yeah.
And where do you get your records at?
Metro Records in downtown Cedar Falls, and then there's this one other store called the Vinyl Cup.
Okay.
It's like I go there recently, and well, not right now, but I haven't been there in a while. But the last album I bought there was a Motley Crue album.
Okay.
Okay.
That's getting into more headbanging music.
Yes. Stuff that I don't listen to. Dale's got to talk
I'm a
about
headbanger.
that
Yeah, I'm banging my head all the time. But
Yeah.
who was it? Hear the motor running, heading down the highway, looking for
Oh,
adventure?
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf? Okay.
I
Yeah.
got him on record.
Yeah.
So how many artists do you think out of those 220 how many different artists do you have?
Oh, I have a genre. I've got Head East. I've got Rare Earth, which I've never really heard of their songs.
Okay.
Leo Slayer.
Leo Slayer or Leo Sayer?
He's the one that said, "You make me feel like
Leo Sayer.
dancing."
Leo Sayer. I love that song.
Yeah.
He was big when I was in high school. Yeah.
And then there's
That's a
also,
long time ago, man.
I'll be dang.
and then there's another album I have, which is probably one of my favorite singers. It's Kansas,
What's the main hit by Kansas?
Dust in the Wind.
That was our senior song.
Was that right?
I didn't vote for that.
I think ours was Chug-a-Lug, I think we won. That's what we won. So, do you remember that song?
Roger Miller?
Yeah, Roger Miller, yeah.
I love
And who was
Roger
always,
Miller.
oh, yeah, he was great.
6 Days on the Road? No, that's
They
Stevie.
had the thing on, the historian does about the country music. I don't know if you saw that. It was
Yeah.
on a couple of years ago.
Oh, Ken
And
Brooks.
Roger Miller, yeah, and Roger Miller was ready to quit and go home back to Texas because things weren't going well. And this guy called him and said, come back and just sing your songs one after the other and I'll record them and we'll see what happens. And he did. He was, number one on the charts for a long time. So.
Wow.
Who was always saying hello to Mary Lou?
Ricky Nelson.
Okay. You remember how he died?
He died in a car accident, didn't he?
Not a car accident, but a
Plane crash?
plane crash, yeah.
Well, we were talking about that, Mason and I, one day. There's a number of people that died in a plane crash.
Yeah.
John Denver.
Yeah.
John Denver, the Big Bopper.
Yeah.
Buddy Holly.
Yeah. No, there've been quite a few. Because, they travel a lot for their
Oh, yeah.
work, and so
John
the odds
Denver,
are.
he crashed his plane. He was
Yeah, he had an
driving.
experimental kind of plane, or, one of those you
He had one of those
put together.
homemade planes
Yeah, you put it
that
together.
he
and-
pieced together or whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what did they say happened? I think he hit something and it just went down.
Well, he was driving his car and he ran into a tree at one time, and his agent was real happy because that was the first hit he'd had in years.
Wow.
When they did Country Roads. Yeah, that was Country Roads, yeah.
But that was the first hit he'd had in years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Tim. Oh, thank you very much. All right.
Yeah, he's here every week, ladies and gentlemen.
Unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I try to think of somebody that he would know that was pretty big, but I don't know, in the early 50s or
You know, back-
60s or...
Back to Roger Miller, my favorite Roger Miller song was Big River.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice
Do you
song.
know King of the Road?
King of the
King of
Road
the
was the
Road.
one we liked, yeah.
Trailers for
Sailor, yeah.
Rent, yeah. How much were the rooms?
Oh, gosh, I don't even remember now.
Good thing,
Rooms, the
Mason.
lead, 50
Be safe.
Good thing.
Yeah.
50 cents.
Yeah.
And then he said there's 3 cigarettes in, oh, that was somebody else that sang that, 3 cigarettes in the ashtray.
Oh, I don't know.
All right. What about Janis Joplin? Do you know Janis Joplin?
Yeah.
What's a couple songs by
Me
her?
and Bobby McGee.
Oh, that's might be my favorite song of all time.
Yeah.
Me too.
You like that song?
What did she always bring with her out on stage when she sang?
I
Which
didn't-
one was it, Mason?
It was Southern Comfort. She always had a
Oh,
bottle.
did she really?
Yeah.
I did not
Yeah.
know that.
She was a wild girl.
Oh, she
Yeah.
was a little wild.
No, a
Yeah.
bottle of Southern Comfort, that's a whiskey. Or is it whiskey?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
something.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, so, yeah, she would drink that while she was singing. And what was the first band she was with?
Ah,
I can't help you on this, Mace.
It was Big Brother and the Holding Company.
Bobby?
Huh?
Was it-
No, Big Brother and the Holding Company was the band. She was the singer for that
Which
band.
one was it?
I don't even remember now.
Okay. No, I'm telling you, the band was called Big Brother and the Holding Company.
Well, Mason, one more question. We'll get you out of here.
All right.
What is or who is your favorite artist? Your favorite musician?
For like rock band, it would,
Any
from rock
any
band it would
genre.
have to probably be Judas Priest.
Oh, really? You just stun me all the time. Why Judas Priest?
Because he's more heavier metal and I just like banging my head to his
What can you?
music.
What's a little bit of a song? A big song. Their big
Oh,
song.
heavy metal.
That's the name of the song. Heavy
Or
metal.
no, there's no, that's not it. It was I know what it is. It was off their British Steel album. It was called
Which one,
Breaking the
Mason?
Law, Breaking the Law.
Okay, I don't know that.
You know, you guys remember. I'm lucky to remember the artist. You guys can remember the name of the artist,
Yeah.
the name of the album, the name of the songs.
Do you ever do that where you're like listening to the radio or something and you try to, as soon as the first couple of notes come on, you say, oh, that's.
Yep, I
yeah,
do that.
yeah, I like to do that too. So,
Name that tune.
yeah. Yeah.
Me and Christian that works here.
Yeah.
She plays Name That Tune with me sometimes, and she can't stump me.
Yeah. Correct.
I'll bet. Well, Mason, thank you so
Yeah,
much
thank
for
you.
being on.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on the
Oh, sure.
podcast.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Thank you. This
Very
is
much
Steve
so.
Brown Arts Center Podcast Network. This is Steve Brown Arts Center Podcast Network. So Dale, you said you had a special announcement.
Well, I
you
just
wanted
wanted to give a shout out Tony Powell of Jesup, and she worked at school for years, and is a very nice lady. She and all her family. You have any of the kids? Her kids were just wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful students and wonderful people. And she was telling me that Mary and Dave Steuben, who also worked at the school, they're really big into gardens, flowers, this sort of thing, and they've been planting some more trees up at the school. It was last year, 2 years ago, a bunch of us were up there planting trees, and Mary and Dave kind of coordinated that. And now their son was planting, Peter has an acreage west of town, and he was planting some trees, and he had some left over, and so he offered them, and so Dave and Mary have been up planting them, and I think it's 12 or 15 total or whatever. But along Prospect Street, where those evergreens were tore out, and then some over by the ball diamonds. And so if you think about that baseball diamond area, some of the nice trees that are there already, then when these young ones get up, in 5 years or so, it doesn't take long to pop up there. It's going to be just a beautiful, beautiful setting. And so also wanted to say it was a nice pleasure to see Mike Sinram. I haven't seen him for a while, and I saw him a week or so ago at a reception, and he's a loyal listener and still doing just really, really well. And still just a great guy. If you never knew Mike Sinram as a teacher, a coach, or just as a friend, well, you missed out, because very nice man, and worked with little kids and big kids equally well. If you needed some adaptive equipment so you could do PE, he would make it for you, or he would make sure it was done. I think he ended up doing that for a living for the area in Cedar Rapids. He was hired to help make adaptive equipment, and I think they found him because of stuff he had done, like for Brett and other kids at Jesup. And so
he would go to Rockwell Collins, and the engineers out there would help him.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I know that,
yeah.
So that was really good. And so, and the last thing I want to talk about was this. Man, he was sick. He was sick all the time. And finally, called his wife, and he said, I'm sick, and I'm just getting sicker. He says, and I know I'm dying. And before I die, I want to confess to you that I have slept with your sister, and I have also slept with your best friend. And she said, I know that. That's why I've been putting rat poison in your coffee the last 6 months. And so,
oh my gosh.
So, anyway, and then I have something else here, but it'll take a little while. Why don't we just wait, and I'll do it next week, okay?
All right.
Sounds good.
A few announcements here, and we'll wrap up. Don't forget to we have art hanging in M's Coffee, where we're doing our broadcast this week. It's Independence High School, Middle School art. It'll be up till the end of the month. Make sure you get in and see that. We just had our last jam session this past weekend. We had 10 artists with us.
Is that right? I was going to ask you how that went.
It was so much fun. We did it in the park, and the wind had been blowing every day, and Sunday it chose to go down.
Okay.
And it was about 70 degrees. It was a perfect day.
Okay. So anybody show up, or were an audience of any kind?
There were a few people.
Okay.
There were a few people. The Artist Collaborative is canceled this month because it runs on Memorial Day, so we're not having it, but we'll be back again in June, the 4th Monday of June, at the First American Lutheran Church in Jesup.
Okay.
If you'd like to sponsor us, or email us at jim@stevebrownartscenter.org, or call 319-290-0241 and leave a message. We cannot thank Emilea Hillman or Tami Fenner for having us today.
She was running to your rescue. Did you see that?
I'm Jim Gillespie with co-host Dale Rueber and producer Blake Tempus. Our thanks to Em and Tami for sponsoring the show tonight and all they do for the arts in Buchanan County. And thanks for coming in during your supper time.
Well, sure. It's kind of fun to get out and do it someplace else, isn't it? So,
it is. Thanks to the audience for bringing these stray dogs into your life, and remember that each day is about little victories.
Yeah.